All right, y'all. It's been a little minute on this one. Whew. Okay, so we are at Avengers or Alien versus Avengers. And this one actually kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. So, welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. Kaori Knight, here to give you proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. This is the third issue for Alien versus Avengers. If you do not remember, aliens taking over Earth. Valeria, Reed Richards' daughter is dead. She was trying to discover what was going on and how they could stop the aliens, and all that time she had a face hugger or a chest buster in her chest. She was able to prolong it for a while. She got killed when it bust out of her, turned into an alien. A face hugger almost killed Miles Morales, but turns out that his suit was a Venom suit and he got some extra powers plus a new suit. And while they were trying to escape Earth with a lot of the human population, Bruce Banner and Captain America got left behind. So in the ship currently is Tony Stark, Miles Morales, and Captain Marvel, and the humans that they were able to save. So they are in the beginning of all of this, we are at an alien planet of these like grayish humanoid aliens, and they are quite literally minding their own business, living their own life on their planet, and these ships pop up. They look like Wayland ships, so it would be the ships containing these androids, the same androids that Tony Stark was doing business with in book 2, I believe. And they drop these like black things. It's essentially like a poison almost on top of this alien population. A lot of them end up dying. The leaders of this alien population are in these like robotic suits to beat the shit out of these androids, and then they leave. In the present, we are at Mars, where the mutant population is, and it's really creepy. They point out that it is very, very creepy there. So they're ready to go down and see if they can get some assistance, or if like the humans can be here, or figure out some type of plan. But they aren't able to get anybody on the comm channels. So Captain Marvel's just like, let's go ahead, take her down. So we get down there and it's very, very empty. And Tony's like, I'm going to go with you, because it's literally just Captain Marvel and Miles. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go with you. He's like, no offense or anything like that, but you're in a wheelchair. Like, chill out. He's like, oh, it's not just a wheelchair. It's a suit. And he suits up as the Iron Man that he is. Now, of course, again, they are walking across this place. It's very empty, very creepy, and they're trying to figure out, what the hell happened. Simultaneously, we have Mister Sinister, who has cloned himself many times, and they are doing experimentation on the face huggers, and they have several mutants there. One you can very clearly see is Colossus. That's not good. One of them looks to be Jean, and one may or may not be Scott. You can't really tell. The one who looks to be Jean, she's a redhead, so that one looks like it could be Jean, which is also really bad. But for sure you have Colossus right there, and he's trying to basically see how they're able to alter the DNA from the alien face huggers and the aliens to mutants who are able to like evolve and things like that, because mutants, of course, have different genes, different genetics. So, can it be manipulated? And he's basically like, oh, this is perfection. Like, we can totally do this. And he's, of course, cheering himself on when another one of the Mister Sinister clones comes in and is like, hey, we have visitors. Now, when they do find Mister Sinister sitting there, they're just like, what the hell is going on? Like, what happened? And he's like, oh, stuff. And they're just like, so everybody's dead except for you? No. Where are they at? it's interesting that you ask. So it's very clear that he's stalling. While he's talking to them, the other Mr. Sinisters go to the ship where the human population is. And they get there, and the humans are just like, you're hi, you know, sup? And they're like, oh, do you know what this is? And they're like, no. He's like, it's a gun. It's a gun that shoots face huggers. So they are shooting face huggers at the entire population of human beings. When I tell you that this is absolute fucking madness at this point. So of course they're getting like a reading from the ship, and they pull up like their little holograph cameras, and they see that they are being attacked by the face huggers. And Tony's just like, you know, why would you do this? And he's just like, oh, because, you know, I adapt, I overcome, I go past whatever the fuck Darwin was talking about, and like bragging about himself. And as he's doing all this talking, these aliens show up, these aliens that he's very clearly in control of. And so they become overrun with these aliens, and they start fighting them. So they're pretty much holding their own at this point. It's quite literally just the three of them. And Tony ends up getting caught, and Carol's like, shit, Tony's in trouble. So he's gonna go help, Miles is gonna go help Tony. She's like, we need to stay together. He's like, I'll be right back. He goes to go help Tony. She's fighting one right now, and she cuts into it, and its acid gets on her face and in her eye. So she's like experiencing a whole shit ton of pain, and Miles and Tony are like nowhere to be seen because they're fighting like away from her. Before she passes out though, she sees this portal open, and Emma Frost in her diamond form is coming. She's killing the aliens as she's coming through, and Wolverine goes to go grab Carol. She's still alive, and she ends up blacking out, trying to say like, you know, we don't need to leave, but they do. So when she finally wakes up, Manifold is actually there. He bandaged up her eye, but he's like, don't touch it, it's really, really bad. I did what I could. And they're sitting there talking about what, like, you know, what's going on. So basically she's like, you know, why didn't anybody kill Mister Sinister? And so Armor, who is also there, she showed up too. Armor says that you know, we all suspected, the White Queen suspected that, you know, he was doing some like weird ass experimentation. I quite literally cut one of them in half, and they have the eggs inside of them. So he's found out some way to like delay the chest buster from coming out, and all this other stuff. But she says, you know, it's just a theory. And so, you know, Carol's like, is she right? And Emma's like, you know, her theory has not been proven, but it does make sense if he's doing that experimentation. She wants to go back and find Miles and Tony. Basically what Emma tells them is that, you know, about an hour after we got you, your ship full of people exploded. When we were leaving with you, they were being overrun. So, you know, I don't know. And she's trying to convince them that she needs to get up. She wants to go because she left Steve and Bruce behind. And she, you know, she ain't like that. She don't like doing that. So she needs to go make sure that, you know, if they're alive or dead, basically. And so Logan decides to go with. And Logan basically tells her, we can't be touched by them, but you can. So you can't go by yourself. So, you know, they all decide to go. They're going through the city and everything. Tony is dead. It looks like a chest buster may have bust out of him because there is a dead face hugger that is next to him. So, of course, her feelings are hurt at this time. She's like, you know, you deserved better. And, you know, we all do. And then these ships appear, and they're like, you know, who the hell is that? And she's like, the Wakandans have returned. We have no news on Spider-Man. The only one that we saw that was dead was Tony. I'm going to go off on a limb and say that he's not dead, because they tried to kill him earlier, and Venom took that and turned it into the thing that he has on his suit. So I don't think, unless they were able to knock him out, capture, and then like actually try to kill him, then they would have to kill Venom first. At that point, you know, they would have to kill Venom first. This is very much, the artwork for this is giving very much what is that that Xmen story. I literally just did a video on it not too long ago. Oh my god, am I physically not able to use my brain as a functional object? Ruins. Ugh, Jesus. Okay, so this is giving very much ruins, very much so. I'm very much enjoying the story, even though it's coming out far between each one, but I'm still enjoying the story. The story is very interesting, and it's very interesting to see these characters together. Manifold and Armor, never expect to see them. Never. I think it's very interesting that the 4 mutants that they did choose for this cannot be touched by the not only the aliens, but the facehuggers. And I feel like Colossus would be part of that, but then again, I don't know. So Manifold Manifold stays like in his portal, so he doesn't go anywhere. Armor, they can't break through to her physically, so that's, you know, interesting. With her diamond form, it's not even able to get a good grip around her for a face hugger. And then of course with Logan's healing factor, he probably hatched one and came back to life. But with his adamantium skin, but with his adamantium bones, it probably wouldn't be able to get out. So like, and honestly, it might not even be able to get in. So I think that's interesting. I think the whole thing that's kind of throwing me off is Colossus, because I feel like Colossus and Emma in her diamond form have that same level of protection, but hers may be a little bit more advanced than his. I don't know. I can't tell. That's the part that's like honestly throwing me off. So but then again, he can be stabbed in his form, as we've seen Wolverine do it a few times. But it has to be something stronger than his skin, which the adamantium would be. I haven't seen her be injured in her diamond form. Like, she goes to her diamond form to prevent injury. So as long as she's able to do her diamond form quickly enough, which she is, she typically wouldn't get injured. I mean, like, of course, if you crack her diamond form, but I don't think that the facehuggers have that ability to crack her diamond form. His is like skin though, like metal skin. So I don't know. I haven't really gone into like an elaborate look into Colossus's skin before, so it may be that he does not have the same level of protection she does in her diamond form. But 10 out of 10 on this story. Again, Tony being killed after everything that he was really trying to do sucks. We still don't know if Captain America is alive. We still don't know if Bruce Banner is alive. Don't know if Spider-Man's alive. So we'll see. But and we do have Predator versus Spider-Man coming out in April, so stay tuned. But that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office, and I will see you guys at your next checkup.